Well, I think more than anything, he's done an excellent job. I mean, he's an 18-year-old, got on our starting roster, showed really, really well. Just, I think when you look at the long term for him, he needs to play a lot more minutes. He needs to have the puck a little bit more. He needs to be, a dominant player at his level. And, he's got great opportunity, hopefully, with being in the mix with Team Canada for the World Juniors. There's great experiences. So everything was positive. We talked to Brady. We spent a lot of time with Brady. I spent time with him on the road trip. He's really positive. As he would say, I never expected to be on opening day roster, and he made it. And so that's really positive for him as a young player, for us as a franchise. I think there's only Matthew Schaefer and maybe Misa still in the mix from this year's draft. But you look at it, he's competing against guys that are 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 years older than him. And so really good experience. I mean, he, as much as he learned on the ice, he learned off the ice about the preparation, the grind, the travel, the buildings, so I think it was a really positive experience. Talked to him about going back, and there is going to be an adjustment period for him. But he's got to take everything he's taken from here, preparation, focus, he's going to be a leader with his team, the details of the game, trying to improve, being a pro on and off the ice, and taking care of himself all the time, so that he can be at his ultimate, potential to succeed physically and mentally every game, because it is a grind. The game takes a lot out of you, and he said that, even though one of the biggest things is how hard you have to play, that you cannot take a breath. Where in junior, once in a while, you can take a breath. And he says you can't take a breath here because they make you pay. It's a very unforgiving league. And so the experience of that, and him even saying that, and adjusting his game, like you didn't see him running through guys that were 45 pounds heavier than him or anything like that. He adjusted his game to control guys positionally, all that. So he's got a good stick. There's lots of good things with him. So he's that move essentially sets us up for some of the other guys in Milwaukee to potentially be called up.
How much did the team's start to the season affect the decision?
I don't think a lot. I don't think a lot. I think it's more about the development path for him. I think for the most part we started much better than we did last year. I think there's lots of positive vibes, but at the same time, your good young prospects got to play, and for him getting a lot of touches, if he's a go-to guy in every situation, that's what you want. And as a young guy, you're not going to be in those situations as much.
What do you want to see now from him, Barry, as you watch him develop, and what kind of?
Just I want to see the same things that we saw when we drafted him. They're there. You're seeing them at this level, but in his peer group, he's going to be a little bit more physical. That's just in his DNA. He's going to be make a lot more plays, have the puck a lot more. He'll kill penalties. He'll be on the power play. He'll be on all those things. So just continue to do what he did. Why? For the reason we drafted him. I mean, there's a lot of a lot of things that he does that translates in the NHL. A lot of things that junior habits, kids coming out, they're not as advanced, and a lot of their stuff sometimes doesn't translate. You got to start teaching it, and that's why the American Hockey League is so important. He has a lot of those things, and I use the term, and this is lofty, but a lot of the qualities he has are similar to Brian Trotz, who just effectively, play the game the right way, but also could play, in every situation, play hard. He can play a hard game, and he can play with those top players, and he did that. So all those sort of qualities that Brady has. I reach back into my little Rolodex in my mind of players that I think a lot of things translate the same way.
What do you make of the team's start? Two wins in the first 7 games. I mean, what are you seeing out there?
Well, yeah, I like like last night I was praising our defense the last couple of games, and last night I didn't think they were as good as they could have been. I thought we gave up some goals that are unnecessary, but our game is a lot more. I feel a lot more comfortable with our game. I don't know how they're going to translate into wins and losses. Like last year, it felt like we weren't going to win a game at times. This year, I feel like we can win every game. I mean, look at our start yesterday. We had a really good first, I thought. And at the end of the day, we didn't really pull away or anything. We're going to need our top people to produce. That's, even on the power play, they get a lot of the power play time. 5-on-5, our 5-on-5 game's been pretty good. Probably last night would be an exception to that on the first 7 games, but you see it around the league. I mean, this league, like I said, is very unforgiving, and if you make a mistake, they just jump on it. And last night we made some mistakes, and they jumped on it and capitalized, and we weren't able to, do the same to them.
Barry, if I could one more on Brady. From the time you drafted him in June until now, what excites you most about the future from what you've seen now?
Well, it's sort of the whole package. This is a player that is not afraid of the moment. Like he's not afraid of going up against top guys, and some guys are, but just like every with Brady. You want players to thrive and not just survive. And he's got some things. He's going to have to get bigger and stronger and all those things. But the mind of the game, how he thinks the game, all that is in a really good place. So we're really excited. I'm excited for him. I mean, he's going to be a core player for us for a long time. And he's got the right DNA. He's got great work ethic, as we all know. I think he's a very humble kid and a realistic kid. I shouldn't, for him, he doesn't have, sometimes young players see themselves in different ways. He's very grounded and understands what he needs to do and where he wants to go, and he's got an inner confidence and a fire that is undeniable.
You mentioned the wanting to get bigger. He said the same thing actually after his
Yeah.
first game. Is that like specifically like you want him to get to a certain number in terms of?
No. I think when you put a number, it's tough. You just want to put on good weight. I think he's really strong for his build. He's put together pretty good. I mean, he just says if you want to see how strong he is, just follow him around in the morning when he's doing his chores. I mean, you find out how strong he is. He's a strong player, but I think he's, like I said, he's a realist. I think the first game, the exhibition game, he tried to bowl over a 6'4", 230-pounder, and he sort of said, you know what, if I keep doing that, I'm going to be the one that's going to be hurt more often. So he changed his tactic a little bit with a good stick and controlling their hips and getting leverage rather than trying to run through a big guy like that. So he understands and adjusts the game, and that's really a really good quality to have. A lot of young players. I'll just take a lot of junior players, and this is why the American Hockey League is so important to our development of a player, is that they'll come into junior and they'll play this way, and they'll say, well, this worked for me all through my career in junior, and I got away with it, or I don't know if they say I got away with it, but this worked for me. And then they get up to this level, and everything that was working in junior is not translating. And then the frustration. So you have to adapt your game. You have to think through things. You have to adjust who you are and how you're going to get open if you're, say, a scorer, how you're going to produce. Those are things that not everybody has. And I think Brady has that.
Brady goes down this morning. Just curious your thoughts on what you saw from him and what you want him to continue to develop now as he goes back.
Well, I think it was really important for him to see the NHL games on the road in a game like last night, and he did an outstanding job. I think every step of the way he rose to the occasion, and I think it was at the point where he also needs to go and play a little bit more than we're playing him, and to develop as a youngster. It was a little bit of the plan we had. We wanted to give him another game, and then we wanted to get him playing.
This is probably very intuitive for you, so I'm going to need you to go with
Okay,
me on this one.
sure.
But after a game like last night,
Yeah.
where there are some things that you just kind of need to flush, and there are some
Yeah.
things where you want to take away from it, how do you sort through that?
Well, I wish I had a perfect answer for you. I think you just sort it with your staff, what you think is needed, what time of year it is, where it's at, how the game, you kind of wake up in the morning, you have a certain feeling, and then you trust your instincts. And, I thought today was a day that we just kind of flushed it out a little bit. In saying that, we just gave up when you hurt a lot after the game, you're mad, you wake up in the morning, you give up, I think, 8 scoring chances. Anytime usually under 10, you have a really good chance of winning the game. The problem was the scoring chances we gave up were too easy. So, and that's a little bit of the mentality. So we clean it out, cleanse it, go on the ice, and understand that's where we were, how we did it, and then we move forward. Our game at times looks really good. At times a little bit too easy. So I think if we can yin-yang that a little bit and keep through that process and mindset, how we have to play.
Is it helpful to have the schedule you have coming up where, like, you don't have time to sit and dwell too much? Or do you feel like you want a little bit more time to make adjustments?
Well, coaches always want more time.
Fair.
There's never enough time to go through everything. I think we're always feeling we're leaving something out, or they're not quite as prepared as we want them to be in the course of these games. As a coach, we want more time. I know as a player, you just want to play, and you just want to get back out there and fight for that feeling, that good feeling. And that was today's about. Hopefully, we feel a little bit better leaving the rink, and we're ready for tomorrow.